No woman wants a lover who's bland and predictable in the bedroom. You know it, and deep down she knows it too. Variety, play, and just a little bit of edge. That's what makes intimacy unforgettable. I'm Dr. Daniel Morgan, urologist and men's health specialist for the past 12 years. And today, I'm going to walk you through 6 fun, adventurous, and completely doable things that many women secretly crave, but are often too shy to ask for. We're talking about ideas that are exciting, safe, and designed to deepen your connection, not wild, out-of-reach fantasies. If you're willing to listen, learn, and lead with care, you'll give her experiences she'll crave again and again, and enjoy them just as much yourself. But before we dive in, let me ask you, where are you watching from today? Drop it in the comments. I love seeing this community grow across the world. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It tells me you want more real, no-fluff men's health advice delivered straight to you. Now, let's bust a myth. Most men think women don't want kinky or adventurous experiences. They imagine women prefer slow, gentle, romantic intimacy only. That's simply not true. Here's the real story. Many women deeply desire novelty, intensity, and playful risk, but they don't always say it out loud. Why? Because society taught them to be polite, to avoid judgment, or simply because they don't want to be misunderstood. So here's the truth. She may already be waiting for you to bring variety into the bedroom. Not to shock her, not to push her, but to invite her into something fresh, safe, and exciting. And when you understand how to do this the right way, slowly, respectfully, with clear consent, you become the kind of man she not only trusts, but actively wants to explore with. As a urologist, I've spent over a decade helping men reclaim not just their physical health, but their confidence and their intimate lives. And let me tell you something most guys never hear in a doctor's office. Performance, stamina, and desire aren't just about testosterone levels or blood flow. They're about psychology, communication, and variety. Your partner's brain is her biggest sexual organ. Feed her mind with curiosity, anticipation, and surprise, and her body will follow. Ignore that, and you can be the fittest man in the room and still watch the spark fade. So today, I'll give you 6 powerful yet practical things women secretly want to try but don't always know how to ask for. Each one comes with 3 layers: biology, what happens in her body; emotion, what it makes her feel; and practicality, how to actually do it without awkwardness. Stay with me, because the last 2 on this list are the ones most men completely overlook, and yet they can transform your entire sex life. Number 6, using a vibrator together. You might think, but I'm enough. Why bring a toy? I get it. That's a natural reaction. But here's what the science says, and I want you to hear this as a clinician, not a critic. Most women climax fastest, and most reliably with consistent clitoral stimulation. Your hands, your tongue, your body, they're all valuable. But they can't always maintain the same precision or rhythm that a purpose-built tool can. And that's not a failure on your part, it's just anatomy. Biology, a vibrator, delivers steady, repeatable stimulation to the clitoral nerve complex, which contains nearly 8,000 nerve endings, roughly double what the penis has. When her brain receives that consistent input, it triggers a flood of endorphins and oxytocin, priming her body for intense and sometimes multiple orgasms. Emotion. When you confidently introduce a toy, without hesitation, without apology, she feels seen and genuinely prioritized. You're sending a clear message: your pleasure matters to me. I want more for you, not less. That kind of intentionality is deeply arousing to a woman. Practicality. Keep it simple. Start with a small external vibrator. Don't drop it on the bed like a lab experiment. Instead, hold it casually, make eye contact, and say something straightforward: I thought we could play with this together. Want to try it while I kiss you? Start slow, over clothing or the clitoral hood. Let her body guide the pace. The result? She'll associate you with her best orgasms, not the toy. Because you were the one leading the experience. That matters more than you think. Number 5, blindfolds and sensory play take away sight, and suddenly every single touch becomes amplified. She doesn't know where your lips or hands are going next. Anticipation builds. And anticipation, men, is one of the most underrated tools in intimacy. Biology, when one sense is removed, The remaining ones sharpen dramatically. Skin receptors become hypersensitive. The brain releases dopamine because of the unpredictability. It's literally the chemical of craving and reward. She's not just feeling more, she's neurologically primed to want more. Emotion, there's a powerful paradox at work here. She's surrendering control, which creates vulnerability, and yet she's doing it because she trusts you. That combination, vulnerability wrapped in safety, is extraordinarily intoxicating for a woman. Practicality, use something soft and comfortable, a sleep mask or a smooth scarf. Before you begin, agree on a simple signal. 1 hand squeeze means slow down, 2 means stop completely. Then, resist the urge to rush to the obvious places. Explore zones that are often forgotten, the back of the knees, her rib cage, her hips, the inner arms. Narrate quietly as you go. I'm kissing your left thigh. Higher? Not yet. By the time you reach her core, she's not just ready, she's been wanting it for minutes. That's the power of the build-up. Number 4. Dirty talk done right. Let me be direct with you here, because this is one of the most misunderstood areas in male sexuality. Dirty talk is not about being crude. It's not about performing or putting on a show. Done correctly, it's about feeding her 2 deepest psychological turn-ons, feeling genuinely wanted and feeling truly seen. Biology, words activate the brain's arousal centers directly. When she hears authentic desire in your voice, not rehearsed, not forced, her body responds with increased blood flow and natural lubrication. The brain and the body are in constant conversation. You're participating in that conversation. Emotion, simple, present tense observations do extraordinary work. Phrases like "the way you respond to my touch is incredible" or "I love watching you let go" make her feel treasured, not objectified. There's a significant difference between those 2 things, and the best men understand that distinction intuitively. Practicality. Start with simple observations during intimacy. State what you notice. Layer in intention gradually. I'm going to take my time with you. Keep your tone calm, confident, and unhurried, and have the conversation outside the bedroom about whether she enjoys more explicit language or specific scenarios. That way, when the moment comes, you're both aligned. There's no guessing, no awkwardness, just 2 adults who know what they've agreed to explore together. Done right, dirty talk is like adding fuel to a fire that was already burning. Number 3, controlled roughness. This one requires maturity, communication, and genuine self-awareness. So I'm going to speak to you man to man here. Many women enjoy being held firmly, pinned briefly, or guided with strength. Not because they want pain, not because they want to be dominated in a harmful sense, but because they want to physically feel your strength, channeled in a safe and deliberate way. That's a very different thing. Understanding that difference is everything. Biology, firm, purposeful touch, activates pressure receptors beneath the skin, which can actually release calming oxytocin, the same bonding hormone released during hugs and physical closeness. The combination of intensity and safety engages the nervous system in a way that gentle touch simply cannot replicate. Emotion, she feels desired. She feels claimed, in the positive sense of the word. And critically, she still feels protected. That paradox, power and tenderness existing in the same moment, is one of the most erotic combinations in human psychology. Many women spend years trying to put words to that feeling. Practicality, always, and I mean always, establish a safe word system before introducing any element of controlled roughness. A simple traffic light system works. Green means keep going. Yellow means ease back. Red means full stop. No questions asked. Start with firm grips at the hips, the waist, or the small of the back. If she expresses interest in hair pulling, do it slowly, close to the scalp, in a controlled direction, never yanking. If she's curious about light spanking, start extremely light and listen to her breathing, not just her words. Pair every physical action with confident, grounding words. Stay right there. Decisiveness paired with care creates something she won't forget quickly. Number 2. Role play and scenarios. You do not need costumes. You don't need a script. You don't need to be an actor. All you need is a willingness to step slightly outside your everyday roles and invite her to do the same. Biology, the human brain, is wired for novelty. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter of motivation and reward, spikes when we encounter something unexpected. Roleplay delivers that neurological reset within a familiar, safe relationship context. It's essentially novelty without actual risk. Emotion, she gets to feel playful. She gets to be someone slightly different for a night, free from the weight of her everyday identity and responsibilities. For couples who've been together for years, this can genuinely reignite something that routine quietly buried. It's not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that both of you are still curious about each other. Practicality, bring it up lightly, outside the bedroom with a casual tone. Something like, I was thinking it might be fun to try a short scenario one night. Nothing serious, just playful. Offer two specific options. Giving her choices feels respectful rather than pressuring. Keep the first attempt brief, even 10 minutes is enough. End it with laughter and genuine closeness. If it clicks, expand it next time. If it doesn't land perfectly, that's completely fine. The attempt itself communicates something important. I'm still curious about you. I'm willing to be a little vulnerable to keep things alive between us. Number 1. Pattern interrupts. Breaking the routine here is the most overlooked secret in long-term male sexuality. And I say that as a doctor who has heard thousands of men describe how the passion in their relationships slowly disappeared, without either partner fully understanding why. The female brain, and frankly the male brain too, is deeply responsive to surprise. When sex follows the same script every single time, same location, same order, same pace, same finish, desire doesn't just fade gradually, it flatlines. The nervous system stops registering the experience as novel, and novelty is what drives genuine arousal. But here's the good news. You don't need to reinvent everything. You just need to change one element. Biology, novelty jolts the dopamine system awake. It sends a signal to the brain that says, pay attention, something interesting is happening here. That signal refreshes arousal in a way that even the best technique cannot replicate once the routine is deeply set. Emotion. When you change something, anything, she feels something powerful that she may not even be able to articulate in the moment. She feels like you're still curious about her, like you're not just going through the motions, like you still want to discover things about her and with her. That perception, he's still interested in exploring me, is one of the most sustaining forces in a long-term intimate relationship. Practicality. The changes don't have to be dramatic. If you always begin in the bedroom, start on the couch. If you always dim the lights, try a single candle. If you typically build slowly, devote one night entirely to intensity and urgency. If the order of intimacy follows the same pattern every time, deliberately change the sequence. These are small adjustments, but they send a loud signal. They tell her, I'm present, I'm paying attention, I haven't stopped caring about making this good for us. Small shifts keep her engaged. Novelty doesn't mean shocking, it just means different enough to matter. So here's your homework, don't try all 6 of these at once. That's not the move. Pick one, just one, that feels natural and within reach. Introduce it with confidence, not apology. Once it becomes comfortable and feels like a genuine part of your intimacy, layer in another. Always check in. You don't need a formal debrief after every encounter. Simple words during the moment, more, slower, right there, are enough to communicate and recalibrate. Keep your tone warm, confident, and present throughout. And remember this, none of this is about tricks. It's not a technique list to memorize and deploy mechanically. It's about building a safe, playful space where both of you feel desired, respected, and genuinely turned on. That space doesn't build itself. It requires intention. It requires the kind of courage that most men never develop because no one ever told them it was worth developing. Maybe you're thinking, what if she laughs? What if I mess it up? Let me give you the honest clinical answer and the honest human answer at the same time. She doesn't want perfection. She has never wanted perfection. What she wants is presence. She wants to feel that you care enough to try something new, to risk being a little awkward if it means more genuine connection between you. That's what intimacy is at its core. That's what courage looks like in a relationship. And trust me on this, most women would far rather you bring one new idea with genuine care and some fumbling than keep things completely predictable forever out of fear of getting it wrong. Men, age is not the end of passion. Routine is. Familiarity is when it hardens into assumption. The moment you stop being curious about your partner, she can feel it. Not always consciously, But she feels it in the body. She feels it in the quality of the connection. The men who maintain strong, passionate relationships over years and decades aren't the ones with the best physical performance. They're the ones who stayed curious, who kept showing up with intention, who understood that intimacy is not a destination you arrive at once. It's a practice you return to, again and again, with a little more skill and a little more care each time. That's what I want for you. As your doctor, yes, but more than that, as someone who has watched too many men accept a fading connection as inevitable when it was anything but. You have more capacity for this than you've been told. Your partner has more desire than she may currently be expressing. The gap between where you are and where you could be is smaller than you think, and it starts with one conversation, one new idea, one night where you decide to show up differently. Start there. Build from there. Everything else follows. If this was useful, share it with a man who needs to hear it. And if you have questions about intimacy, about men's health, about anything we covered today, drop them in the comments. I read them. I answer them. This community is here for exactly that kind of conversation. I'm Dr. Daniel Morgan. Stay strong, stay intentional, and I'll see you in the next one.